The Philippines is a small country consisting of 7,641 islands. Also known as the Pearl of the Orient, the Philippines is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. Their abundance in ecology allows them to reap the benefits of both a developing nation and an agricultural country. Their motto, for God, people, nature, and country. Despite the hundreds of political and social problems they are currently battling, the Filipino people have an even more pressing problem: agriculture. Agriculture is a huge part of any civilization. They feed and nurture the people while cultivating the ecology of the land. If it wasn't for farmers, we would all cease to exist. Why? Well, because without farmers, there will be no life in the land. Unfortunately, their stories are often left untold. In the 60s, Filipinos were proud to be one of the top agricultural countries in the world. They were world-class and renowned farmers, and this reputation led international students to study their practices. Hence, the International Rice Research Institute was born. Filipinos should take pride in the fact that the largest non-profit agricultural research center was established in Los Baños, Laguna. The International Rice Research Center is a non-profit research center that paved the way to preempt the Asian famine in the 60s. The 60s was the Philippines' heyday, far from what we know now. There is an article published by the Philippine Star called "Agriculture is Dying." It is shown in the article that as of 2017, only 25.96% of the Filipino people are farmers. Unfortunately, this is the sad truth we live with today. They single-handedly cultivated an entire nation. Not only do they feed the people, but in times of grief, they also fought for the nation. These people put their blood, sweat, and tears into their livelihood. But you gotta ask, how do we repay them? Who is the Filipino farmer? According to a study by the Philippine Rice Research Institute, a group that works on rice development under the Department of Agriculture, the typical Filipino rice farmer only has 8 years of average schooling, with an average household of 5 people, an average annual income of 104,268 Philippine peso, equivalent to $2,017.64 for over 30 years in farming. The average age of 54 to 56 years old, 87% are married, and 89% rely on farming alone. $104,268 pesos sounds like a huge amount of money, but when you break it down to a monthly income, it sounds deplorable. Farmers earn around 8,000 pesos or $154 per month. But minus utility bills and expenses for agricultural supplies, there isn't any budget left for meals, healthcare, and school fees. In the United States, farmers can earn this revenue by working in only 5 hours. Though the Department of Agriculture's budget has been increased and will continue to increase, they are not able to help out the farmers who have been cheated out of their own land. Urbanization of prime agricultural land seems to be the priority of the country's government. If shopping malls and amusement parks replace the farmlands, what would the nation eat? If farmers become extinct due to the fact that they barely make enough money to feed their families, how will the country thrive? Countries all over Asia put all effort in becoming self-sustaining countries by prioritizing their agriculture. How is it that the countries that were only taught how to farm by Filipinos are now more developed? Is it because people choose to purchase exports? Or is it because the government is slowly killing them and has failed to foster agriculture? The government has failed to treasure these heroes who put their blood, sweat, and tears to feeding the nation. Proper irrigation systems are almost non-existent. Farm-to-market roads are nowhere to be seen. And the mass importation of rice is killing local farmers. Filipinos owe their lives to their farmers. They spent their lives in public service by nourishing every citizen. If the government prioritizes the importation of goods and force farmers to throw their harvest because of oversupply, then what kind of gratitude does the government have? As of today, farmers in the Philippines are a dying breed. Most are near retirement but can't afford to put down their sickles because the Philippine government was not able to sustain them. In the 60s, the agricultural sector contributed 31% of the country's gross domestic product. Now, it is down to 9%. The Republic is losing farmers not only because the agricultural sector is now the second poorest in the country, but also because their government has failed them. Every time you sit with your friends and families over dinner, imagine the people who spent hours tilling the soil. Each time you get up in the morning and drink coffee, think about the farmers who painstakingly grow local meats. Farmers are unsung heroes that deserve the prestige and glory the world has to offer. Without them, there might be no us.